My mother's brother, my uncle, and his wife came over to pay a social visit. You can imagine the scene. There are four elderly people in the house now, all of them hard of hearing, trying to have a conversation. And when I say conversation, I actually mean competition. Because whatever one person was trying to say, the other person would try to outdo as well. So when my dad was like, "Oh, I was watching on YouTube that India is going to become a superpower in the next 10 years." My aunt jumped in. "Oh, no, 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 no. I watched the same video. Not 10 years, 5 years. And in those 5 years, China is going to break up into pieces. Pieces, I say." It was turning out to be that kind of an evening. And in the middle of all this, the conversation eventually turned towards health issues. There too, competition. If one person had not been able to sleep the previous night, somebody had been dealing with insomnia for years. If one person was having knee pain, someone else had just gotten their knees replaced, like yesterday. In the middle of all this, my uncle decides to reveal that he has been diagnosed with blood pressure. My mom's not having it. She whips out her own blood pressure medication. "Oh, I've been having this for the past decade. Did your doctor say the same thing for you?" My uncle's getting pissed. This was supposed to be his moment, where his new diagnosis would be discussed by everyone. He's like, "No, no, 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 I don't use this. What are your numbers?" He challenges her. So she goes inside and brings out a digital blood pressure monitor. You know, the one that you wrap around your arm and then you press a button so the numbers keep going up, 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 and then poop, they come back down to some number. That's your blood pressure. It turned out that what my mom had told my uncle was roughly in line with what the monitor showed. But my uncle would not believe her. He's like, This is a digital blood pressure monitor. We all know it never works correctly. This is probably made in China. We know what's going to happen to China in the next 5 years. You know what we should do? You should come to our house next weekend. I have a mechanical blood pressure monitor. That is more accurate." And that, ladies and gentlemen, how we ended up having a big clan meeting at my uncle's house last Sunday. Everyone showed up with some sort of medical gizmo. Some people had their Apple Watches. Some people showed up with the glucose monitors, the glucose strips for diabetes testing. Some people showed up with mechanical blood pressure monitors. Some people had digital blood pressure monitors. Some people even showed up with those BMI candles. You know, the ones that you hold in your hand and which tells you what your BMI is? But in the middle of all this, we still couldn't figure out whether my mom actually had the blood pressure that she is claiming. And I know that there's still strife and tension between my mother and my uncle. And you know how I know? Because I've stopped receiving those beautiful good morning messages from my uncle that he used to send religiously at 6 o'clock every morning. You know the ones I'm talking about? The ones with a red rose and a message like, "Seize the day, good morning." And that's how I know, ladies and gentlemen, that there is still strife in the metro.